Hey guys, welcome to Crypto Bytes. Obi-Wan here, giving you the deepest dishes from the deepest bowels of crypto. Now, I've returned from quite a long hiatus. To be honest with you, I'm not even sure content creation is for me because, pushing out content all the time, I'm not sure that's my thing. Again, I've always said it's about quality over quantity for me, but I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of interesting projects in this space that I just think really need the coverage. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. Just kind of make a video every now and then about projects that I think are actually gonna smash it. So the project that I'm gonna back for the next bull run, which I think is gonna be shaping up in the next year or two. Um, Now this project meets every criteria possible for a respectable project. What I'm telling you that this project is like buying Bitcoin at like $10. Like it's fucking ridiculous. And it's only because I've been in this space for so long that I know what quality is. So when I first started, 4 or 5 years ago, I was trading and it was all about like catching things that were big, just before they blew up and stuff. And now I kind of realized that like, yo, like if you watch solid projects and buy them when no one knows what they are, that's just such a easy life. Like, why would you not just like buy Bitcoin or Ethereum when it was like $1 and wait 4 or 5 years for it to be a multi-millionaire? Why would you not do that instead of like buying fucking meme coins and then losing your money here, losing your money there, going up 1,000%, going down 900%, all this kind of shit. So this project is what I think is going to be a force to be fucking reckoned with in the future, and I've seen nothing that compares with it. There's a couple of projects in the top 10 that I've seen kind of angling themselves, but anyway, it's a smart contract platform, and this project is Koinos. Koinos is a smart contract platform. Koinos has five things going for it, right? It's the most accessible blockchain in the world. You can code in any programming language on Coinos and make dApps, decentralized applications. Why is that a fucking big deal? Because everything that drives adoption in this space is through dApps. It's a fucking use case, guys. That's the point. People think crypto is just here for fun and selling freaking Bored Ape Yacht Club and Monkey NFTs and all that crap. No, it's about creating projects that are resistant to centralized control and that actually provide a service that makes people's lives easier. It's about leveraging the tech to add value. And so accessibility is massive because Ethereum is the biggest blockchain at the moment, and let's say Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, right? Solana uses Rust. Cardano, I think, uses I'm not sure what language Cardano uses actually, uh, but these projects all have their own kind of barriers to entry, right? You have to use their stack. You have to use XRP's language. You have to use Ethereum Solidity. You have to use Rust for Solana, XYZ. Okay, and I think Polkadot's EVM compatible as well, and Polygon, and that's an issue because there are almost no Solidity developers in the world. like the ratio of Solidity developers to other developers is like, for like I think there's like 12 million Python developers, and then there's like maybe about a couple hundred, 300,000 Solidity developers. There's almost not no kind of no, no expertise in that field, which makes it really fucking hard to launch a project because who's going to create the project for you? So that's massive. And I think the next stage of crypto is adoption. It's about people picking up and actually using these platforms and actually driving like real volume, like real, this gaming trend, play to earn. It's like you need people onboarding quite rapidly. So that's one thing Koinos has got going for it. I can't even find the data, but you know, I think you find this. I saw this infographic once, but anyway, Solidity is like, it's very rare to find someone who can actually code in Solidity. It's extremely rare, um, and that's an important thing. So compare that to say JavaScript and Python. Python has like 12 million programmers, and JavaScript has around the same amount of programmers, which means that they have, if you wanted to make that project and you code smart contracts in that language, then you have so many more people to choose from. You've got so much more talent. people that can actually build the project for you. That's a big fucking deal, guys, because you need experience, you need competence. Like, you can't, this is not like the 2018 days where you can make a shitty, anyone could just like figure it out, make some shitty meme coin. I think we're moving into a phase where the industry, the space is maturing, and serious money is going in here, and they want serious product and serious output. And you can't be hiring people who either don't know how to code in that language, or just haven't figured things out yet. You need competence. So widening that base of actual professionals that can actually come on, you can onboard and actually work on your project, is massive. So that's one thing, right? And yes, Solidity is good. Solidity, there's a lot of resources to learn Solidity and stuff like that. But it's still a new space. It still needs to be a battle tested language, and it is to an extent. But I think it's still a long way to go in terms of reaching that kind of level of, like, say, Python, JavaScript, some of the main languages that have been around for like almost decades now, right? So that's one big thing. Another aspect of accessibility is that Coinos is free. All right. So to use Ethereum, you've got to pay your ridiculous Ethereum fees. Bitcoin, they all have a fee that you have to pay, and a lot of times it can be kind of ridiculous. Even in, say, Polygon, Matic, and some of these other projects, where like they started off, Polygon, Matic projects started off at like 1p, 0.01p, and I think there was one NFT game on Matic that like spiked up the price to like $1 or $10 or something like that, and you start to see the same kind of trend that everyone comes up and they've got innovative solutions, but it's essentially the same thing of that they have the same scalability issues as Ethereum. It's like when they start getting anywhere near the same level of traction as Ethereum, then they start having exactly the same problems. And so you start seeing $10 kind of fees on Polygon XYZ. And I'm thinking, but it's only got like a 9 billion market cap, and Ethereum's literally got, you know, 10 times that. So technically, if Ethereum was at the same price, it would basically still be more efficient. So, but that's part of the spin of crypto, right? Everyone acts like they've got a solution, and most of you guys aren't going to read the white paper. Most of you guys want pieces together, so why not keep saying it? So that's one thing, right? So it's free to use, and it'll always be free to use. And to me, that's fucking mind blowing. That there's no barrier to entry. There's literally no barrier. You don't have to put any money down. You can just make an account and get on a network as smoothly as possible, right? And then you can code in any language. So JavaScript, you can code in Coinos. Python, you can code in Coinos. Ruby on Rails, you can code in Coinos. XYZ. Now they're still adding languages. Right now, I think it's TypeScript and C++, but they're still adding languages. But I think that's just insane, guys. I think widening that base of developers that can be onboarded into Web3 space and start building is so fucking huge. Another thing is that Coinos has no private investors. So right now, you'd be getting Koinos at the absolute fucking bottom, or near enough to the bottom, right? Um, so they just had their snapshot, so it's gone down because they've locked it off, and so they've had a snapshot, and their mainnet is launching. Still time to jump on, guys. It's still extremely early. I think Coinos is going to be at $100 in the future. That's nothing, because the circulating supply is about 100 million, right? Rounded up 100 million. So to get to $1, it has to be 100 million market cap, which is a joke. So already reached $1, right? All time highs. To get to $10, it's 1 billion market cap, and to get to $100 is 10 billion market cap. Now consider what some of the other projects like uh Phantom, for example, have been doing. That's really not hard to do. like like it really doesn't take much at all to get to that level. So Phantom right now is still at half a billion, but all time highs, it was, I think it was at like 5 billion, all time high, 8 billion all time high. Yeah, that's a lot, guys. That's bad. So guys, just think about that. Like, and that, for a smart contract platform, that's not really much. So it's about the infrastructure. It's about the dApps. It's about the adoption. People have to be driving that traffic to make it to kind of keep the resource of the token valuable. Another thing is it has a novel consensus algorithm. So it doesn't work by proof of work or proof of stake. It works by proof of burn, which is a mixes up the best qualities of both. So proof of work, short synopsis, proof of work, you assign rewards and the right to mine a block by by whoever has the most computing power, and then you know you that's how it works. So people spend a shit ton of money on expensive GPUs and mining rigs and etc. so they can mine Bitcoin. Um, and so that's obviously a massive accessibility issue, right? Because these guys are mining it exclusively. There's a financial kind of barrier, and then there's people kind of keep on earning more and more, and they make a shit ton of money, and no one else can really afford to spend thousands of pounds on GPU and electricity and etc. Okay, and then you have Ethereum, and Ethereum says we're going to do proof of stake. And proof of stake is like, instead of GPU mining power, you just use you stake the coin, you lock the coin away for a certain period of time, and that represents a similar hash power as your computing power. So in proof of work, it's your computing power that decides on whether you get to hash a block. In proof of stake, it's about how much you've staked, how much money you've locked away in the protocol. That kind of gives you the opportunity to kind of mine the next block, etc. And then proof of burn is like a mixture of those. So where you have to stake, and your stake represents a computing power, like a hash rate. And when you stake, you kind of lock it away permanently using an auxiliary token or secondary token to Coinos called mana. And mana is what makes Coinos free, because mana is like linked to the staking mechanism, where when you stake it, but mana is like kind of like gas. What gas is to Ethereum, but essentially, Coinos is incredibly innovative. Look up proof of burn. It's a very interesting and very poignant way of solving the issues with both proof of work and proof of stake. It's more efficient than either, and it mixes the best qualities of both into one innovative consensus algorithm. I think it's groundbreaking, to be honest with you. Okay, so guys, you have uh, a a blockchain with, look at that chart, beautiful. No private cell, right? So you're getting at a great price. This is such a beautiful chart. This is just stable growth, stable investment. People just kind of chipping in. Pumps hard. I didn't sell here because I'm holding this forever. I should have sold that. Comes back down. Just stable. I think next stop is $10. Okay. So yeah, you've got a coin that's the most accessible blockchain. You've got, because it's language agnostic, you have a blockchain that has the innovative proof of burn consensus algorithm that benefits from the best aspects of proof of work and proof of stake. You have a network that has no private sales, so you guys are getting it at the best price. Guys, I'm not going to come here and promote some project where multi-millionaire investors have already put millions on it, and I'm telling you, you should buy after those guys. Nah, this is literally like getting Ethereum at like $10. That was when like there was no institutions in Ethereum. It was still like, the people's coin. Um, Another aspect is Coinos is infinitely upgradable. So it has the best qualities of all the best blockchains out right now. So like, for example, Polkadot, big aspect is you can have forkless upgrades, right? So Ethereum Classic forked into Ethereum because of, there was a hack or some issue. That kind of thing happens, and they have to fork it and port all the tokens to another blockchain, right? And reset it. And that's kind of really, really disruptive, especially if you're running applications XYZ. And so Polkadot was one of the first smart contract platforms to have this idea where we can basically update our blockchain, and we don't have to fork anything. We can keep on adding utility and functions without doing that. Coinos has that to the nth degree. Like, Coinos is the most flexible, adaptable blockchain ever. It's insane. This blockchain is evolution itself. A lot of the blockchain is built using modular smart contracts itself, so you can literally kind of upgrade several aspects, almost every aspect of the blockchain, without having to fork it. Now, guys, it's pretty late. I wanted to push this video out, but this is my favorite project, and I think this is a project that's going to win in the future. I think, I'm going to give it a couple of years, but I think sooner or later, I think this will end up at $100 plus. that's just what I believe in it. I just don't see. And to be honest, guys, like my kind of ethos in crypto is I invest in things that make the space better. So when I see innovation like this, I get on board. A great example of that is Phantom. These are the times where people were talking about the scalability issues of Ethereum, and no one cared. Everything was happening. It wasn't that big an issue back then, but people were working on it because people saw it coming. Of like, if Ethereum gets adoption, then the scalability issue is going to be fucking huge. So imagine if you were someone who saw ahead and bought here. We'd have made a thousand x. Just wait a couple years. That is not a long time. Just a couple years, and you would have made 1,000x. That is crazy. See, and that's just so much more stress free than having to juggle fucking meme coins and getting rugged and this and that. And yeah, guys, I know I've given you a lot of meme coin gems. Bezo 100x or 1,000x. Yes, we made some good money on those. Yes, I do know how to pick them. I've got, yeah, whatever. But I'm not gonna stand here and tell you that like that's common, right? It's tough. It takes a lot of research and kind of networking, and I'm in a lot of exclusive groups to have access to that kind of information and bring that to you here. But even I know that like it's far and few between those projects, and I think we took advantage of a very kind of lucrative time in terms of meme coins getting this kind of exposure in the mainstream media, and being pushed out everywhere, and NFTs popping, all that kind of stuff. And long term moving forward, I really don't think it's like something like I would be really be putting serious money on or really be bothering with, because the amount of trash you have to filter to find a decent project is just too much. I've got other things to do. And I hope you guys are working on other things in your lives as well. That you don't want to spend time on all your time on crypto Twitter, getting told to buy shitcoins by various crypto accounts who are probably run by the same people. I know how this game works. I've been here for a while. So I would always say it's better to invest in really strong projects, but and invest in things before they become big. Because when this is a big issue, everyone's going to be talking about it. When Ethereum hit 1K, 5K, 3K, etc., those big numbers, there's always 100 videos on YouTube about how it's the next big thing and how it's going to be 10K next and 20K next, 100K. That's really easy to say, and then everything goes down because at that point, we've hit saturation point. But when Ethereum was under $100, or it was 50, $70, and I was telling people like, dude, just buy Ethereum, hold it. It's literally the core of blockchain. It's all the best blockchain projects are on Ethereum. They need Ethereum to run it. It's the core of everything. So why would you not just invest in that? you know it's just really if I had millions, that's what I would do. It's a really easy way to 10x your money. Just put a couple million on Ethereum. It's got the volume, it's got liquidity. You just wait, and basically any project you've ever heard of is based on Ethereum, or the ones that got adoption, or the ones that were doing really well. Ethereum has got by far the most dApps in the blockchain ecosystem, by far, not even close. I'm not sure, but back then, well, that was like two years ago, what have you. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it is now. I think Flow's got a lot of projects on Binance. Binance Chain's got some now. It's got so many now. It's XYZ. But anyway, so that's what I think, guys. Look into Koinos. I'm going to be trying to do some videos with some of the upcoming projects, just because I really believe in it. I think it's the most egalitarian blockchain as well. Like there's no kind of barrier to access. Anyone can get on Koinos. Anyone can participate. It's free to use. I think it's really the people's blockchain. I think a lot of these other blockchains, like Avalanche, is incubated by Binance, and they've got Binance, and they've got so much like private sell money there, and I just don't trust it when rich people have gotten in before me. I just don't know why I would buy after rich people have gotten in. Yes, I know it could go higher, but I don't know, man. I just prefer the people's tokens. I want to get into things where it's really adding so much value and people are really being inspired and growing and building things, and that's what Coinos is. I think that's what Coinos is going to be in the future, and I think at one point the institution will always have to buy in, because that's what they always do in it. They always do. Eventually they'll have to buy in, and that's when it's going to hit the $100, $200. They're going to see the trend. But for now, I think we've got some time to stack up some tokens, and to wait for that day. I would say probably try and kind of hold like 1,000 at least, and just hold it for a year. And 1,000 coiners at this price. Oh, it's not actually this price. I think it's gonna be at like 0.1 when it launches. Also, don't buy this now. So the mainnet hasn't launched yet. So don't buy this now. When the mainnet launches, I think there's a token recovery token. You can claim your tokens if you had Coinos before the snapshot now on the website. But when the mainnet launches, it's going to launch on its own blockchain, the Koinos blockchain, just like Binance Chain has its own blockchain, etc. Um, then you can access it. But I would really recommend building up a position in this of maybe 1,000, 10,000, what have you, whatever. Just build up a little bit. I'm not saying put all your life savings on. I'm not a financial advisor. I would always just say this is probably a very solid investment, and it's something that I'm very, very interested in. It's my favorite project by far. All right. Well, that's it for this video. Have a good one, guys.